Well, hello everybody, welcome back and happy Valentine's Day. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always been someone who absolutely loves Valentine's Day. Despite whether I've been in a loving relationship or single, like I am now, I've just always loved this day in the middle of February when we focus on love in all of its forms. So from me to you, I want to wish you a very, very happy Valentine's Day. Now, I'm always about acts of self-love for myself every single day, whether that is making myself a cup of tea in a beautiful china teacup or nipping down to my local florist to buy myself some flowers. I think it's really important to give yourself little acts of love every day just to make life more beautiful and more uplifting. So I wanted to show you a product that I've just got from one of my favorite companies, which is called Wild. And I've been using their refillable deodorant for the last 2 years. And I've just bought this new refillable deodorant, which is a limited edition for Valentine's Day. It comes in this beautiful case, which is completely recyclable and reusable. And it has this cream design with black love hearts, and it has my name on it here. So you can totally personalize your Wild refillable case, which I just love. I also have the lip balm. Now, the scent is called Love Potion, and it is a mix of strawberry, cream and champagne, and it just really gets me in the mood for love and for Valentine's Day. So I think that this would be either a perfect gift for yourself if you want to give yourself a little bit of self-love, or for someone special in your life. I am going to gift this to my mum. She's on holiday at the moment, but I'm going to send this to her so that when she gets back she'll receive it, and then every time she puts on her deodorant in the morning and smells this lovely, loving fragrance, she's going to think of me, and I think that is very, very sweet. So yes, I really love Wild because it is sustainable and great for the environment. Again, it is vegan and cruelty-free. All of the packaging is recyclable and reusable, and also for every product they sell, they plant a tree. So I'm always about supporting businesses and brands who are great for the environment and who are thinking about their ethos when it comes to the environment these days. I think it's very, very important. And yes, I've been using their products for the last 2 years, and I just love that I get a vegan, cruelty-free product, and the deodorant is wonderful. It lasts for 24 hours and I never have to worry about whether I'm sweating or out for a long day. I know that this deodorant is going to last and keep me nice and fresh all day long. So yes, I really do love their products and wanted to share it with you on this Valentine's Day. So if you are looking to switch to a more environmentally friendly and beautiful product, I would highly recommend this Wild product. Now, I'm delighted to let you know that I can get you 20% off all of the Wild products. All you need to do is scan the QR code that is on the screen now, or you can click the link in the description box. And if you enter the code Fairford, you will receive your 20% off at checkout. So yes, just click the QR code on screen or the link in the description box and use the code Fairford to get your 20% off. This is a really, really lovely product. I'm sure you can agree. And it's always great to give back, love yourself and our environment. So yes, I'm going to get on with a very romantic day for myself. I always love to treat myself with kindness and care, like I just mentioned. And so today is all about me, and I'm going to have a lovely, lovely Valentine's Day, and I'm glad that you're here to join me. So I've decided that for this lovely Valentine's Day, I'm going to make myself afternoon tea. It's been quite a while since I've done that at home. A very long time, in fact. And someone commented the other day that I hadn't got out my Royal Albert Brigadoon tea set for quite a while. And that is true, so I thought, why not get out my lovely tea set, and I will make myself some cucumber sandwiches. I'll make myself a lovely little bit of cake, and I'll have a pot of Earl Grey. I'll lay the table really beautifully, and I will enjoy a lovely moment of afternoon tea. And that is what afternoon tea is all about. It's about creating a lovely moment in the day for something very simple. I mean, cucumber sandwiches, tea and cake is something so simple, but when you put it together with bone china, lay the table and really just enjoy the ritual of having a moment to yourself where time slows down and you indulge in all of those lovely things, it becomes something very special indeed. And that is what I think Valentine's Day should be about. If you're celebrating it on your own especially, is finding a moment of joy, of self-love, where you can give yourself permission just to slow down, enjoy, and not worry about the outside world and getting everything that you need to do done. So that is what I'm doing today. It is still extremely grey outside. It's going to be like this for at least the next week, I've seen on the forecast. So you have to embrace this weather. We're in the middle of winter here in the northern hemisphere, and the dull weather's not going anywhere, so get on with it, and I'm going to enjoy myself as much as possible in these lovely moments. And that is what I've always tried to encourage everybody else to do, as my friends here on the channel, to embrace these moments of life of simplicity but beauty. And I always think that when you love life, life will love you back, and that is my little mantra. So I am going to bake something now, and then I'm going to lay the table and enjoy a lovely afternoon tea with all of you. Now, I believe that one of the most romantic things you can do for either yourself or someone you love is to bake them something delicious. Now, I've been reading Ina Garten's new memoir, which is called Be Ready When the Luck Happens. And I've been enjoying this so much. It is wonderful to read about her life story, ups and downs in business, having to take huge risks, working incredibly hard all through the night, all through the day to get her Barefoot Contessa store running and successful. She was saying, last night I was reading the book, and she was saying that she catered a party, and it was for a wedding, and they wanted to use Wedgwood china from the UK. And she said, yes, that's fine, you can do that. And then it arrived in crates in the middle of the night, and she realized that she had to unload every single crate, probably, I think she said 100 crates of china by herself, with a hammer to unlock all the boxes and then unwrap every single piece all through the night. And she said, that was the end of my catering business. I decided no more catering. But can you believe incredibly hard work as someone who is very, very inspiring? So yes, I was reading this last night, and she then mentioned that one of her favourite things in the Barefoot Contessa store were her coconut cupcakes, and the recipe is in here. And I just thought, wow, coconut is one of my very favourite things. I love a cupcake. So for this Valentine's Day, I'm going to bake them right now. So this is quite ingredient dense. We have butter, eggs, sugar, buttermilk, vanilla extract, almond extract, baking soda, baking powder, salt, coconut, eggs, flour, and then for the cream cheese frosting we have cream cheese, vanilla and almond extract, butter and confectioner's sugar. So a lot of recipes. I've got it all laid out, mise en place, as Martha Stewart would say, which basically means all out and ready, so that you know you've got every ingredient, you're not weighing. It gets very stressful if you try to do that whilst baking. It's all out beautifully in front of you so that you can have a lovely, relaxing baking session. So I am going to get started on these cupcakes. I'm very excited to see how they turn out, and yes, this is a very romantic thing to do for yourself or with a loved one. So to begin, I'm adding the butter and sugar to a mixing bowl, and then I'm going to cream these together until smooth and creamy for about 5 minutes using the paddle attachment on my whisk. Now I'm adding in the eggs 2 by 2 and mixing them together again with the paddle attachment until fully combined. Then I'm going to consecutively add our flour followed by the buttermilk. So add in the flour, give it a whisk, then add the buttermilk, and do that until you've used all of them up ending with the flower. I also forgot to film at this point that once you've fully combined all of these together, you should add in your vanilla and almond extract. So after this, I'm going to add in our coconut and then fold that through the batter, and that is the batter ready to use. Please accept my apologies. I didn't realise that when I was filming this part that you can't actually see me frosting the cupcakes. So I'm just adding the frosting on with a spoon, and then I'm sprinkling over the remaining coconut, and there you have the finished result. Well, the cupcakes are done and decorated, and they look marvellous, especially on my silver tray there. Oh, I'm really happy with the way these have turned out. They look incredible. And you know, all of Ina Garden's recipes are amazing. They always turn out to be so delicious and so easy to make and just perfect when they're done. So yes, these are them, and I'm very excited to try them with my afternoon tea. So in this chest of drawers is where I have moved all of my bone china. It used to be in the bar, but then I bought a lot of new glassware for my birthday party. I bought 25 new champagne glasses and 25 new wine glasses, so they needed somewhere to go, and I figured that they'd be best in the bar. And then this was empty, and I thought this would be a great place to put all of my chinaware. So in here we have Sophie's coats in here, all nicely packaged away. In here we have all of my filming equipment, so all of my tripods, lights, microphones in here. And then in here I put all of the Royal Albert Brigadoon china, and the reason why I put it in the bottom is because if the drawer dropped, then it wouldn't really fall very far and nothing would break, whereas if it was in here, then it could fall and break and I would be quite sad. So I'm going to get out a few of the Royal Albert Brigadoon teaware. So I want to get out my teapot. I haven't used this since the last time, and there's the lid for it, which is quite beautiful. I love this tea set, and I managed to get this from a charity shop, the whole set, £40, which is quite amazing. And then a milk jug, we'll use that. The cake plate here, we need to use the cake plate. So I have to assemble this back because it doesn't fit, but it's very easy. You just take the plate and pop it on here, and then you screw on the handle, and that is the cake plate ready to use. So that's nice and simple, and I always find that when you use a cake plate, it looks really charming and just makes the occasion of afternoon tea that little bit more special. And it makes, when you have guests over especially, it makes them feel very, very excited and special. Then we will get out a little bowl. We'll use this for lemons for our Earl Grey tea. We need some little side plates for us to eat our food from. Oh, I also have bigger ones. Maybe we'll use those. We'll use these for the cupcakes. And then here I've got two plates. We'll use these for the cupcakes and these for our tea sandwiches. Isn't it nice just to do all of this? It's so lovely. Okay, and then in the top drawer here we have all of the teacups. Get out 2 teacups and saucers. There we go. One for you, one for me. And we're ready for a tea party. Let's set the table. So the first thing I'm going to add to the table is this beautiful potted rose. And this terracotta pot, I've had it for quite some time, and when I bought it, I wanted to age it, so I put some salt water on here and left it outside for a while, and you get this lovely white effect on here which makes it look old and I think a lot more beautiful. It's very bunny melon, and so this little rose, it's like a living sculpture, and I want to have that while I have my tea. So I'm going to pop that onto the table as our little, not centerpiece, but a little beautiful thing to have on the table for our tea. Well, I thought I would pull up my newly upholstered armchair to sit at the table here to enjoy my afternoon tea with all of you. So it is a lovely, lovely thing, the ritual of setting the table for tea. And even if it's just you and a friend or just you by yourself, it's just a lovely thing to create a special moment using perhaps some of the things that you don't get to use every single day, and it just makes this occasion pomp and circumstance is what I like to call it, and it's a very British thing, and I just think times gone by this was a daily ritual for a lot of people. Now not so much, which is why it's so special and so fun to do for yourselves. So yes, I've got my little rose, my cake plate with my cucumber sandwiches and my coconut cupcakes from Ina Garden. I've got a little bowl of lemon here. That is because with Earl Grey you can either have lemon or milk. I think I'm going to have milk this time. And then I made a little velouté, a little soup in this shot glass. I've got my linen napkin that I designed, which has this beautiful topiary embroidery on there, and these are Italian linen. They're very, very heavy and quite big. And so it's always great to have a lovely napkin when you're having tea. And I'm really going to enjoy myself here. So yes, I've got a lovely cup of Earl Grey. I'm going to try it now. I always find Earl Grey so soothing. That taste of lemon and bergamot. Beautiful. I really remember the first time I ever had Earl Grey tea. It was actually Valentine's Day 2012 in Paris at the Ritz Hotel, and it was a lovely, lovely romantic weekend. And whenever I sip an Earl Grey tea, I'm instantly transported back to that moment, which is quite special and fun. And that's what I love about these rituals, is that they just give you memories. And no matter how long has passed or how many years have gone by, it can be something as simple as sipping a tea that takes you back to a lovely memory. And that is what this ritual is all about and what makes it so special. So if you are thinking of doing something nice for yourself today on Valentine's Day, or any time, I would think that afternoon tea is a really great thing to do. So I've got my side plate and I'm going to take a cucumber sandwich. Cucumber sandwich is a very classic sandwich. Some people think it sounds really boring, but actually it's one of those things that is so simple that it's just perfect. When you have a lovely cup of tea, a cucumber sandwich, it is so refreshing. And actually, because with afternoon tea you usually have sandwiches, scones and then cakes, this is a nice antidote to all of the heavier stuff, and you get a nice light bite of a cucumber. I find it the perfect sandwich for afternoon tea. And when you're making sandwiches for afternoon tea, I would encourage you to take that extra effort and cut them into fingers. It's so easy. You just put on your filling, so cucumber here, and then you take a serrated knife and you just cut off the crusts by doing a sawing motion. and then you get these delicate little fingers, and it just looks so much more pleasant and beautiful if you want to create a really aesthetically pleasing afternoon tea. And it will just make the occasion that bit more special for you and whoever you're having join you for your tea party. So yes, take the time just to make them a little bit more special than usual, a little bit Downton Abbey-esque, and it really does just elevate the whole experience. Top up my tea. Now, for me, I don't think there's anything nicer than tea and cake. I wish that I could have it every single day, but my waistline would not be forgiving me, so I don't. It's a rare treat, but I guess that's good as well. I read that the Queen, the late Queen, used to have afternoon tea every single day. She'd have jam pennies, which were little round sandwiches cut into circles with jam on, and then she would have scones. And she loved that in the afternoon with a cup of tea. How wonderful to sit down in your palace and enjoy afternoon tea. But yes, tea and cake, I think, is one of the most wonderful things in life. It's a life enhancer. And so now I'm going to try one of my Ina Garten coconut muffins. So yes, I always like to, in my English rituals, bring in a little bit of somewhere else. So we have an American cupcake here. And yes, from reading Ina's book, I just thought the sound of these cupcakes were wonderful. And I had to try them as I love coconut. So let's give one of these a go. And I promise you, if you have a cupcake or a piece of cake with a cup of tea, it is one of the best things ever in life. Here goes. That is exceedingly good. The muffin, the bake, is moist, light and fluffy, not dense in any way, and it's got this lovely, lovely taste to it. The coconut inside gives it a lovely texture, and then this cream cheese frosting with the coconut in is just so sinful but heavenly. Wow. Please, please do try these cupcakes. They are phenomenal. One of the best I've ever made. Thank you, Ina Garten. So this is actually my first Valentine's Day that I've been single in 2 years. And I was wondering a few weeks ago how I'd feel about it, because I've been quite okay being single since my last relationship ended. But I thought maybe on Valentine's Day it's going to feel a bit lonely. But actually, I can honestly, hand on my heart, say that I'm in such an amazing place personally now that I'm totally fine with being single. And that's not to say that I want to be single for the rest of my life, but Nicholas 3 years ago was kind of waiting for someone to come along and make me happy, and I remember saying to my friends, oh, all I really want is a boyfriend and I want to be in a relationship. And even though that is nice to have, in that time I've kind of really discovered who I am, and I've discovered that I am the only person who is responsible for my happiness. And yes, other people can make me happy and they can bring happiness into my life, but unless I'm deeply happy within, then I'm never going to be happy with anybody else. And I used to hear people say that all the time, and I never really understood it truly until now. And I think it is a lovely, lovely thing on this Valentine's Day to be happy, content and secure on your own, and then you're in a position where if somebody does come along, you can give them the very best version of yourself. And I think that is very important in a relationship, to be able to give the best version of yourself. And I know we're not going to be that all the time, and you have to take relationships with the rough and the smooth, but it is important to be in a good space. And perhaps I wasn't 3 years ago. So I, on this Valentine's Day, am just so delighted to be able to say that I'm feeling positive, happy and really content in my life. And I think definitely having this channel and this community of wonderful people who join me every single week has contributed to that. So on this Valentine's Day, I just wanted to say thank you everybody for showing me so much love and just for really understanding what I do on this channel. I think at the very beginning people may have thought that I was some snob who was maybe an aristocrat or thought that I was better than anybody else, and I think I really just wanted to make sure that actually what I wanted to tell everybody was that I am just someone who loves beautiful things, who with limited resources has tried to make my life as beautiful as possible, and I just wanted to share how you could do that in your life. And it's not about being a snob or being posh or anything, it's about just appreciating beautiful moments and making life as beautiful as possible in every single day. So yes, thank you for understanding what I do here and just for enjoying it as much as me. I absolutely love being here and doing this job and just sharing a beautiful way of life with everybody. I think a lot of people are feeling uncertain in the world, wherever they live. All over the world there just seems to be, I think it's been since COVID, a little bit of a shift where life has changed, and a lot of people that I speak to, and lots of comments that I get here on the channel from people saying that they're living in an uncertain time and they're constantly worried or feeling anxious. So I do hope that these videos help you to come to a place of peace and relaxation. I'm someone who never ever watches the news or reads newspapers, and some people, my friends, say, oh, you need to catch up with what's going on in the world, you can't just live in your own little magical bubble. And they are right to an extent, but also I have to protect my peace and my life. And although I'm not ignorant to what's going on in the world, and I am aware, I just think there's only so much that I can do to change what's happening, and then other than that I need to just live my own life and try to live a happy life as possible, because we are only here once, and it's important to really enjoy life. So that is what I hope to do here, and I'm glad that you can all join me. So yes, I hope you have enjoyed this Valentine's afternoon tea. It's been a real pleasure to be with you here, enjoying my Royal Albert Brigadoon tea set. Bargain of the century that I still can't believe I got. So it's been lovely to enjoy it with you all and get this tea set out once again for such a lovely day of love. So thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time, but until then, take care. Bye-bye.